What up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to another live stream, you guys. Happy Monday. Is this another impromptu live, you guys? I popped up here on a Monday evening. I hope y'all are doing well. I hope y'all are doing great. Thank y'all so much for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching the stream. Shout out to all my supporters, everybody who supports the channel. Watch the videos, like the stream, like the videos, share the videos. Everybody who supports in any way, I appreciate you and thank you guys so much. I appreciate you. You have no idea how much I do. Okay, so I just wanted to get that out the way. But shout out to everybody watching, y'all. As y'all come into the building, y'all know what it is. Hit the like button. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button as you come into the building. That definitely helps the stream out. We got about 40 people watching already and only 18 likes. So make sure you guys hit the like button. That is super important. Okay, so go ahead and do that for your girl. Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? XYZ, Rick H Town, Lorenzo Redmond in the building. I'm Alex. Alex, what's going on? John Baylor Jr. How are you? Alfonso, what's going on? Thank you. UFO Kamikaze 1. Pharaoh in the building. What's going on, Pharaoh? Kennard, I can't. Kennard. Thank you so much, the DJ. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Mika, I hope I'm saying that right. Simone, thank you so much for being here. AT, Rack 9, Alton, Bryce, Fatima, K, what is it? K Laps. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you guys who are in the building. Shout out to y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button as you come in. Also, if you want to support the channel via Super Chat or Cash App, definitely go ahead and do that as well. That definitely helps to support the running of this channel. Trust me, it's a lot that goes into this. So when I don't normally like to really ask for donations or anything like that, but it's up to y'all. If you're feeling generous and you want to support the channel via Cash App or Super Chat, go ahead and do so. It actually helps the channel out. All right, so we gonna get into this live stream, y'all. I want to get on here because I saw this video that I thought was very interesting. I saw it and I had never reacted to it, so I want to react to this because to me it shows how things have changed in society and amongst men, women, relationships, and everything else. But it also shows you how a lot of things when it comes to men and women are still the same. It shows you how the thought process of women is still the same. It shows you how, as much as we, women have progressed in certain ways, a lot in many ways they have not progressed, in my opinion. And I think it's showing to have not really worked when it comes to relationships between women and men. It's showing why we are in this position. Well, society is in this position that they're in now as it relates to dating, marriages, and why there's such a disconnect, because a lot really hasn't changed. In my opinion, it's getting worse because the mentality hasn't changed. And I'm going to play this clip from what's going on, Ferg? What's going on, Ferg? How are you? Good to see you. So I just want to play this clip from 1992. What is that? About 33 years ago. The nature and the mentality of how women think is still the same and even worse. And this is why in a lot of cases, and let me just clarify this, because I like to clarify for people who may be new watching and are not familiar with the channel or where my thought process. I'm in no way, shape, or form saying that there aren't horrible men out here. I'm saying there are horrible men who don't want to do the right things, and there are horrible women who don't want to do the right things. But my focus is on the women because I am a woman and I know the nature of women. And I want to point to that because I think that's where a lot of women get it misconstrued. And this is where a lot of women fall short, because the blame is always placed on the man and no accountability on the women. And there definitely has to be accountability on women, because women don't feel inclined to make changes because a lot of them think that they're perfect the way they are. And we know that that is not the case. But we know that men aren't perfect. Oh, it's easy to point that out. Oh, in the book, for some women, all men are just horrible. They're all bad. They all need to make changes. And I don't agree with that. I think there are a lot of men who have worked on themselves and are better And there are good men out here who have families and take care of their families and do what they're supposed to do. And there are women who do the same, but there are also the flip side of it, where there are women out here who are considered deadbeats, and there are men who are considered deadbeats as well. So we can't just keep pushing the narrative once again that it's all the men that are horrible and all the women are just perfect and great, because that is just absolutely not true. So we got to separate this. We got to start pointing to the women, because the women are the ones who are in the most denial, in my opinion. And I always say we all need work, right? Nobody is perfect. So we got to start moving accordingly. We got to start taking accountability, because guess what? At the end of the day, you can't change what this person does. You can't change the nature of somebody else, but you can only change you. So the focus should be on you and not everybody else, because when you better yourself, you tend to do better, right? So that means you'll have better options. You'll be able to spot out people who are not in the right direction for you that they should be, and you'll be able to more discern, because a lot of women, like I said, they have this discernment, and you can, but they never use the discernment until after the problem is already created. So it really don't work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you better yourself, learn more, be more accountable, you can see your faults and things and how you can fix it. And then you can better, judge, another person or where they're coming from once you grow. You know what I'm saying? You can vet better. You just don't pick anything. But, I just wanted to say that just to get into this clip, because I thought this clip was interesting. It just shows how a lot of things are really the same, no matter how people try to change it and say, oh, we're in a different time. Yes, we are. But a lot of the mentality and a lot of things are still the same. So I'm going to go ahead and pull up the clip for you guys. Make sure you chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. Let me know in the chat, and also hit the like button as you come into the building. All right, here we go. This is from 1992. All right. This is what was a Faith Daniels show. I remember her. She was sort of like Sally Jeffrey, Sally Jesse Raphael kind of. I don't remember a whole lot of her shows, but she looks familiar. And the guy that's that's going to be talking in here is Ross Jeffries. And he's still around today. He still does interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, so he's still around, but here we go.
Ross, what do women really want?
I don't care what they want. I only care what they respond to. See, my focus is a little bit different from your other guests. There's what women say they want, there's what women think they want, and then there's what they actually respond to. I'm not an academic, I'm not a theoretician. I'm interested in what works on the street when it's time to date and mate. And what women actually respond to is not what they say they want.
So what do they respond to?
They really respond to a guy who's a challenge, a guy who's a question mark, a guy who keeps them guessing. You see, in the beginning, the less attractive you are physically, the more you have to rely on your attitude. And that's what I wrote my book for. I wrote my book for the average-looking, even ugly guy who goes out there in the real world and tries to be a nice guy, gets his head kicked in.
So no more Mr. Nice Guy.
You can be pleasant. You see, we got to define our terms. By nice, I mean accommodating. When you accommodate, you get what the commode gets. You get the crapola. You have to learn how to say no to a woman.
Yeah. As I said, I'm going to let a lot of these things hang, and
I'm going to pause it there for a second. So peep what he said, right? Basically saying what men are saying today, what people are saying today in 2025. And also what women are saying too. What women are exposing themselves, that they don't just want a nice guy. The nice guy, he ain't got enough swag. Being nice is not enough. I just did a video, I played a video, talked about that not too long ago, of a video of women saying how, nice guys, or, that you just can't be nice and just a good guy. It has to be more. So we already know, by a lot of women who have already spoke out on this, by their own admission, they say that nice guys, being a nice guy, being a good guy is not enough. What else is it that they want, right? So this is 1992. Keep that in mind, where this man is saying, he wrote a book on it saying, hey, he was a nice guy and it didn't get him anywhere with women. For some reason, women don't like nice guys. They want guys who gonna talk to them crazy, I guess, act like they don't care, have a little swag. I don't know what it is, but the nice guys are just, it's too corny, it's too lame for a lot of these women. So he's just addressing the nature of women. Now, this is 1992 with 2025. It's the same thing over and over. It's a lot of the red pill, I guess, talking points, and what the manosphere and what a lot of podcasts talk about, how being nice, the women mess over you, right? They don't take you seriously. They think you're lame. So it's the type of guys that women are attracted to that makes the difference. If they like you, if they're attracted to you, it's easy to get sex from them. If they don't like you, if they find you lame, then you get nothing. You know what I mean? So it's not about whether, what the guy can offer what he brings to the table more than just that, than physical. A lot of women go after the men that they're physically attracted to. Let's be honest, right? But when they go after those particular guys, those guys don't have the other qualities that they end up wanting from a man. So then they become combative and, angry and mad and distraught because that guy wasn't what they really wanted, but he fit the aesthetics that they were attracted to. So that's what they keep going after, but they keep getting let down by those guys. And then we know after that, all these ninjas ain't this and that, right? This is what they say. Then they say, ain't no good men out here, but y'all keep going after the same type of man. But when we talk about you met a nice guy? Yeah, you met a nice guy, but he wasn't for you. We have women who have been engaged to good guys, but they walked out of the engagement because he was too nice. He didn't fit the aesthetic. She really wasn't attracted to him, her type, right? So we know that a lot of men are woke to the nature of women, right? And this is, I was watching Anton Daniels on his podcast, and they were talking about this a little bit. And so when it brought about the red pill and all of this stuff, and and a lot of people always go to the most salacious part of it, where they're talking about they hate women or whatever like that, but they're talking about how that community actually helped a lot of men to realize their importance. It kind of woke up the men and made them more aware to the nature of women. So, and it made them realize that, hey, when you're nice to a woman, you want to do things for her and show her that you care, give her flowers early on in trying to get to know her. That's no longer the route to take with a lot of these women, because that is not appealing to them. That's not something that they really want. That's not attractive to them. You're a simp to them. So what they were talking about is how something, I don't know what it is, and this is not new. We've been known that the bad guys are the ones that everybody go for. We talk about Pookies and Ray Rays now, or the men that all these women go after, even though these men are not the best men for long-term healthy relationships, but this is what the women are attracted to. And they keep subjecting themselves to these types of men, hoping and praying and manifesting that these men will turn from, they will turn from a Tupac to a Tupac in a suit and be everything that they need him to be, because they're attracted to him physically. These are the ones that they give the babies to. These are the ones that become, make them baby mamas. And then they still end up by themselves. But they give those men opportunity after opportunity, chance after chance, realizing that this is not the route to take. And then when they're older, less attractive and men aren't really checking for them, now you want to go to the nice guy who's always been the type of guy who would have probably taken you seriously, married you, had more standards, a man who really wants a family and wants, marriage and all those things. But that guy was not appealing. So what this man is basically saying, what a lot of the red pill community is saying today, hey, you can't be that nice guy. Don't respond to what women say, but what they act upon. Listen, I'm going to play some more, but this is very interesting, because women will say they want a nice guy. You want a good guy. You want this, you want that. But when that guy when you're faced with that guy, he's no longer what you want. You don't find him attractive. So you keep going after the guy that is a challenge, the one that's going to, not take you seriously, but you try to make him want you or whatever, or think that your vagina is the best and it's going to grab him and keep him. You know what I'm saying? But he has options, because every woman wants him for whatever reason. So it's the same talking points that we talk about today, and it still does not resonate. Women still don't get it. They still out here talking about, well, the good men at when. Do you really want a good man, or do you want your type to turn him into good? You get what I'm saying? It's just interesting. But Let's go ahead and, but before I play, let me read these super chats real quick because I don't want to forget them, y'all. Pharaoh, thank you so much, Pharaoh, for the super chat. Says D, I got to email you this viral video of E40 looking mother cutting off her daughter hair because the father paid for her hair instead of giving it to her. Send it to me, Pharaoh. That's it's a lot of crazy stuff. But thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat, Pharaoh. I appreciate you. Irvin Hunt, thank you for the super chat. Says, man, Pimpin' Ross, my man, he is spitting facts. I just learned this info in the last few years. Wish I knew earlier. I'm old. I'm an old man now. Thank you for the super chat, Irvin. I appreciate you. Divine Photos, what's going on, Divine Photos? Thank you so much for being here. Saying the red pill helped raise men's awareness to women's nature, but the issue is guys who red pill rage when women been constantly rejecting them. Yeah, and that does exist too, Divine Photos. You are absolutely right. I've seen some of it. I see the content, but I'm not really into it deep like that or whatever. But I definitely see that part of it. Yeah, where they kind of take it too far. It's, to me, when I see that, it's almost like these men just have a hatred for women where they turn real crazy and they just say the most craziest stuff. But I think that's the part that gets highlighted as it relates to the red pill content. And that's what a lot of women tend to put the red pill content in that category of the men who just hate women, not realizing that I think a lot of those men have been hurt in the past. I mean, y'all let me know. I'm not that steeped and deep into that. I just give my own opinion about what I think based off of some experiences and things that I see, but I'm not really a part of that, all of that, but I have seen it. Even the MAGTOW, my husband watched a little bit of that content years ago, where those men literally, and this is just white, black, it's all races. They talk like they hate women. You know what I mean? And I don't subscribe to that. I just want, I don't subscribe to anybody hating anybody. But I just think that we need to be more accountable for our actions as women and look at things for what it is and stop being unrealistic, because I think that that's what's holding you back from what you say you want. But when it comes to that, yeah, it goes deep. I think there's a good component to the red pill community from what I've seen where they actually make men aware, because I have spoken to men and a lot of these men have opened up and said that they thought women were just the best thing ever, that they didn't think a woman could do any wrong because they didn't know any better. Just like back in the day with the stepfathers and stuff, the stepdads, they didn't know any better. They thought that if they love this woman, her children are a package deal. I'm going to love her children too. I'm not going to, well, hell, I'm going to hate the kids. No, I'm going to love the kids. I'm going to love the mother, and we're going to build something here. But in many of those cases, those relationships did not work out. A lot of times the women in those situations was really not into that man for real. A lot of those women was just there because that man because he agreed to be there and help her with her kids. The same things we see now. A lot of women are looking for help. They're not necessarily looking for love, because the men that would have been willing to help them are not their type. The men that would be willing to choose a woman with kids and all of that, those men are typically not the type of men that these women would go for. Because if you look at the fathers of their children, they're the straight opposite of the guys they're looking for now. So if they had their first pick, if they could choose who they really wanted, you see who they chose. They chose the guy that we would call Pookie and Ray Ray, the guy who was not serious, but he had swag. He was a hood dude. That's what they wanted, and that's who they gave all the chances to. But by the time they get to you, they need help. So they're not really attracted to you for real. They're just dealing with you because you're willing to take on their kids and be there for them and support them. And that's what she need at that moment. But then women don't really be attracted to them. They're attracted. They like what they like. And that's what they love. That's why dating is so difficult. If you look at all these dating shows, if you look at the dating market, a lot of these women are very picky because they're looking for a certain type. But the certain type that they're looking for is not really interested in them. That's the gag. And it's just all out of order and backwards. But that's what they want. That's what they're going to go for. But they keep finding themselves repeating the same thing over and over and over. You're not getting anywhere with that. Thank you once again, Divine Photos, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. But let's continue. Here we go.
Now, you can all take them on later. But so this, I guess, attitude is your word. This attitude that you now have is more appealing to women?
The attitude is vastly more appealing. Basically, the attitude is I make no excuses for what I want. And number two, I don't need you. You need me. Now, bear in mind, I don't verbalize it. Exactly. Now, you see this response here. You should never verbalize the attitude. You show it in your behavior.
You're sitting here pointing your finger at him. Stand up and tell us why you're pointing at him.
No, I was just saying that he's just got this prejudgment of what women are like, and I think what he should do is just develop his own self, and then he's going to find these relationships
the
work better.
sleazebag you see is the real me. I found the real me.
I think you've prejudged us. I mean, the audience reaction at the top of the show showed that the women here have prejudged us. I think it's a sad comment on women that they respond to the kind of manipulative behavior that Ross is encouraging that men do. That's a sad comment on you. Listen,
you should develop yourself, and that should be a right person.
You know what I found? I found that the nice guys who, when I'm on the radio or TV, nice guys call up and go, well, it wouldn't be myself. It's the nice guy who's the phony, who's not being his real self, because he's afraid he can't do any better.
So you're going back to my point. All men are jerks.
No.
And some hide
it. Now, how did she get that out of that? I didn't get that. Oh, all men are jerks. How did she get that? But I think what he's saying, he has a really good point. I think a lot of, and this is why women always, you hear women say, oh, he changed. He was like this in the beginning, and girl, they change up on you. Well, he might have a point. Maybe it's the guys that they are attracted to are going to sell them the bill of goods that they want. They're going to tell them everything because they know how to play the system now. They know what these women want. And they use that to their advantage. Hey, you know that you're the type of guy that she likes. So you gonna tell her exactly what she want to hear, get in them draws, get what you want out of her, and then dump her and keep it moving. See, but this is why, and I say this too, and this is not for all. It's never all. There are good women, smart women out here, smart men, good men out here. But for the ones who claim that they're so educated and so smart are the ones who always miss this. They're the very ones who don't understand the nature of men, don't understand how men move, what men want, how they operate. They've collectively, as women, sat down, and I've seen this growing up. They all get together, women, and they talk about, oh yeah, men, like they know men. And they talk and they build this narrative up of what they think men are about, what they think men will do, and how men will treat you, and what they think. And a lot of them were dead wrong. Because they're not talking to men. They're making these things up in their heads, and they're all in this echo chamber of agreements and sitting there and thinking that, oh, this is what men, they come to the conclusion. Men like this and men don't like this, and they'll do this and that. And when you talk to a man, he says something totally different. Now you dismiss what he's saying because y'all already done came up with an idea that y'all believe, even though it's just it's not even real. Y'all created it and y'all believe it. And then when men tell you what they really like, you don't believe them. You think they're lying. So, and this is why I say I think women need to talk to men and understand men and not try to belittle what they say or dismiss what they're saying and take it for face value. But they've been lied to by Pookies and Ray Rays, the men that they run to and are attracted to, and the men tell them what they want, get your draws, like I said, and then dump you like a hot potato and then move on to the next. And they be distraught, but you keep going after the same kind, thinking that you're going to find better. And then when you're hitting 40 with three babies and 3 baby daddies, now you looking for a good man because you done subjected yourself to the men who only played you and ran through you and hurt your feelings. Now you want a good guy, but do you really want a good guy? Is that really what you want? Because in many cases, it's not. This is why you find women who are in their 60s still out here looking for a man, because the man that they want, they can't find. Nor can they find that specific man to pay all their bills and to take them shopping and do all of these things for them. They can't find it. And that's why they're like, well, the good men at? Where the men, what happened to the men? They're not the same. Yeah, because they're woke. They realize y'all are full of shit. And they don't want to have no parts of it. That's what happened. That's what's changed. It's not that the men are, it's always got to be something disparaging. Oh, that the men are feminine. No, well, a lot of these women are very masculine. But it's not that the men are feminine. It's just that they don't want to deal with y'all bullshit. They realize y'all nature, and they don't want to be, have any parts of it. So they're wiser as you get older and you learn better. You're supposed to do better, and they're doing better, and that's just what it is. You're supposed to get wiser as you get older, not become more difficult, but become wiser. Learn from your mistakes. If you was a simp back in the day and it didn't work out for you, then you're not gonna be a simp now. When you realize that a lot of these women have played you and they only wanted you for your money and messed over you, when you realize you had a child, if a man who was married, because there's a lot of talk of this going around, men who have been married, and the woman, you had a child or two, and then that man said on that show 9 years he thought his child was his. Come to find out, he was married in the military, and the whole time find out that 9-year-old child was really not his child. His wife then crept off and slept with somebody else, and that's not his child. And he found out. So there's that. So what do you think a man is supposed to do? If you done played him, did him dirty, lied to him, just did him wrong, and when he realized the truth and he moved on with his life, do you think he's supposed to be still stupid? Do you think he's still supposed to sit there and just keep doing the same thing over and over and over? And I think that's where the red pill came in. I think a lot of men who were damaged or hurt from women in the past, they started listening to that content, and it helped to build them up to get them to a better place. And like Divine Photo said, yeah, there are some who are they're enraged and they're on some other stuff, but because they're just mad and bitter and they don't know how to come back from that. But there are a lot of men who have learned better, and they're doing better. That's it. They realize the nature of women, and they're not falling for the games that a lot of these women play. And so, and of course, if you are a woman who's trying to manipulate and take advantage of a man, the ones who's deceiving these men, they're not. I mean, once the jig is up and they realize what you're about, of course the manipulator is not going to like it. Why? Because you're not going to get your way anymore. You're going to have to find a new strategy. And so that's where we are now. A lot of men are privy to the nature of women, and they're not trusting it, and they don't want to deal with it, because who wants to be manipulated? I don't think you just throw yourself out there and say, hey, manipulate me, take advantage of me. I don't think nobody wants that. Nobody wants to be married to a woman that they love, and then she turns around and cheat on him and treat him dirty, and then take half everything that he's worked for, and then don't allow him to see his kids. And then on top of that, some of the kids ain't really his. Like, so y'all think men are just stupid? They're supposed to sit there and just take while you take everything from him, and he's just supposed to sit there and allow you to do it? No. So that's just crazy to me. But y'all, let's continue.
But isn't that what you just said? Is all men are sort of jerks, and some of them try to sugarcoat it? Is that what you just said?
No, what I'm saying is,
I said I was going to stay out of it, and I can't.
What I'm saying is that there's a massive power imbalance in favor of women when it comes to dating and sex. And women, through their behavior, through showing men what they actually respond to, force men to act in a certain way.
Yes, there is a power imbalance in our society, but who wields the power? It is men who wield the power, and I'm here to say, I'm here today to say that it is time for men to give up our power and authority and our privilege, because we have dominated women, we have dominated other men, we have dominated the planet for too long, and it has got to stop.
This is what women want. They want to hear this. Women want, what you want to hear that we're jerks. You want to hear that we have all the power. You know, the most important unspoken truth about men is that we are very angry. A lot of us are very angry at women. And this is a good example. You're showing why we're angry. You're not even listening. You don't want to listen to what we have to say. And
I'm afraid that they heard it.
I don't think they...
No, he's right. And to this day, I said this, nobody, especially black men, let's say that. But men in general, too, nobody wants to hear from a man. You hear all these people talking about, well, these men take the podcast equipment away. You don't want to hear what men have to say, because most women think that when a man starts speaking, they just tune him out. What he's saying is irrelevant. We don't want to hear it, because you don't want to hear from a man. quite frankly, these people who want their way, they don't want to hear from anybody, but especially a man. You don't want to hear what men got to say as it relates to women and the horrible nature of women and how women are. They don't want to hear a man say anything about it, but they want a man. But you want a man to cater to you and give you everything, but you could care less about his feelings, what he thoughts, concerns, anything that he has, to bring to you don't want to hear. You want money from him, you want him to take care of you, and you want him to be quiet. That's all they want. And women are the ones who want to take the control and lead everything, but then they don't really know what they're doing in a lot of cases. And they still want men. So it's just the same thing and even probably before this is 1992, and it could go right in the conversations that we have today in 2025. So a lot really has not changed. The way we look and other things have progressed around us, but the mentality is still the same. And the outcomes are clearly showing us that it's not working. That mentality is not getting most of these people not getting them anywhere. And I wanted to speak to what he said about how a lot of men are angry. I do, and y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, in the chat. I do think a lot of men are angry, just like women are angry too. But I think a lot of men are angry. If you've been taken advantage of, if you really given your all to a relationship, you know what I mean? And you really thought that this was going to be something that was worth it. Just to have the rug pulled from under you, just to have a woman show you who she really is, when she stopped pretending and really show you who she really is and learn the fact that she never really cared about you at all, but she was just using you for your money and whatever you could offer her. And then the minute, you fell short, she showed you her true colors. She up and left and got the hell on and could care less. Well, that would piss me off too. I would be angry too. I would be mad too. How do you think I would be able to proceed and move into other relationships the same way with that type of experience? Anybody would be angry when women are crying and talking about how distraught they've been and how they've given their all to a man and he just ripped their souls out. It's acceptable. It's acceptable when women get hurt and used and manipulated by men and abused. It's their hurt and their feelings are validated, right? They get to express how they felt, what they went through, and everybody rally toward them and give them all the empathy and sympathy in the world, and just make a broad statement that all ninjas just do this to women and they all are just horrible. But why can't men express that same hurt and get the same type of response as a woman when we know women are cold and callous and they're easily able to do this to a man as well? Why do we make such a difference? Why is it such a difference when women do it versus men? Women could be very, very cruel. They can be the worst. Women will tell you themselves they cheat better than men. How stupid men are. And it's not me saying that stupid, but they've said it. How stupid men are because they don't know how to cheat, and how they cheat and never get caught. And men are just so careless with their indiscretions. This is what they say, and they laugh about it. So then when the question is brought up about whether women cheat more, they act like, they be quiet. Now the sister code, kicks in. Oh, we can't really talk about that now. Don't worry about that. Worry about you, Then start shaming the men, because women can be very callous and cold and very mean. They have all of the capabilities to do that, and because they have been. But they'll walk around here and play like they're so innocent and so great and so perfect, and they do no wrong. And then men are just the worst thing since sliced bread. But a man's supposed to bow down to you and treat you like a princess. Why? Like, come on. This is 2025. That narrative has to stop. Because we know good and well that is not the truth. I know straight up that is not the truth. And I've had several stories to prove that these women know what the hell they're doing, and they're not innocent whatsoever. So, yeah, if men are out here doing it, the women are doing it as well. They're doing it as well. And they're not shy about it unless they try to, lie and just trying to get something. But yeah, they're not, they'll tell the truth when they want to. But anyway, let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all.
I heard it all. And I think, the reason that men don't communicate about their anger, we keep it secret, is because when we try to tell you why we're angry, You respond with ridicule, with
Okay, why are you
disbelief,
angry?
or your own anger.
I'm not angry. I'm satisfied because I know how to manipulate women and get what I want. But let me say, his point is so preposterous. Get a shot of this audience. Every woman sitting here is sitting on more power than Con Edison pumps out in 10 years. You control the access to sex, and that is an incredible amount of power.
The man asks, the woman says yes or no. She has the power, and that makes, wait a second, a lot of men feel, you don't know this, but it's the truth, a lot of men feel powerless and degraded and dehumanized by the sexual system whereby the man asks and the woman decides. We feel harassed every minute of every day of our lives, and it's about time that you understand that.
When we look at wait, I'm sorry, 1 second. Bruce, Mel, stand up. Now, doesn't that invite harassment?
No, what it invites is hypocrisy. What it invites...
Wait a minute. Wait. Did she just say by him wearing a skirt that invites harassment? What did I just hear? Are you serious? So what he's wearing, it invites some type of harassment. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Do y'all see? Huh? So what he has on, it's a skirt. It invites harassment. The same women who say they could walk outside at midnight with whatever they want on, half dressed, and a man should not catcall, should not tell them anything, should just act like they don't see them and don't say or do anything. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy how women could say certain things and not realize what they're saying. You know, the same women who feel like they could wear whatever they want and they shouldn't be harassed and nobody should do anything or whatever. But now his skirt is inviting harassment. Boy, it's a lot. It's a lot. Continue.
You know, the fashion rage for women this year is a man's suit and tie. When you decide to ridicule me in my skirt, you gotta be kidding. You gotta be kidding, Faith.
I don't like the length, and I don't think it matches the sweater is my problem with it.
Now, wait a second. I said that when men stand up for themselves, what do they expect from women? Ridicule. You proved it, didn't you?
Yeah.
I did. I'm guilty right here.
That's what we call what? Kevin Samuel said it. What? Shame, insults, and the guilt to need and the need to be right. Right? Shame, sign. What do you call it? Sign language. Shame, insults, and the guilt and the need to be right. When men try to defend themselves, now we have sassy. He's sassy. He talks too much. Oh, he want to be a woman. He won't treat me like the woman. When a man has something to say and tries to defend himself, he's being shamed and ridiculed. It's the same thing. Nothing's changed. They're still doing it. That was 1992. We're in 2025. What's the difference? What's so different? What's so different? They may use different terms, but it's all the same. Let's continue.
I admit it. You have a question?
Yes, my question is directed to him. What's your name again? Ross. I think you're gonna...
Yeah, you said that, Ross. You said it, Ross.
Ross, I think you're gonna end up...
Say it right. Ross.
I think you're gonna end up a very lonely man.
But you gotta understand, he says quite the contrary. He says he has a much better dating life, romance life, sex life now.
It's incomparably better. Yeah. I mean, let's look at reality. The reality is that nice guys not only do nice guys finish last, they often don't even get into the race. And you want to talk about fashion. If a woman does like a nice guy, it's her way of making a fashion statement. It's fashionable for her to like that.
And Ross is absolutely right. Women have a lot of sexual power, and he has the courage to say that. He's making a mistake, though. He's encouraging men to simply surrender to that power. And I think, if you're a man and you follow Ross's advice, you're going to get more sex, but you're going to have less self-respect. There are more important things in life than getting laid.
We all disagree on that point, but let me get to the commercial break, and we'll come back and find out why in a moment.
Oh my God.
And we're back. You have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I think that they just have had bad experiences with women, so they're just somewhat poisoned against women in general.
True?
Never fails. Every show we do, we talk about our feelings. Someone stands up and said, we've had bad experiences. You're trying to trivialize what we're saying, and I resent it. It's the hostility that men and women have for each other that's poisoning our relationships. We've got to be able to talk about it and listen to one another non-judgmentally.
I don't think I've been poisoned. I think I'm just doing what works. It's a matter of doing what works.
Excuse me. One thing the women's movement has taught me is to avoid speaking for other people. So I would like to ask you, if you think that men need to change in some fundamental ways and do a better job at listening to you, please clap your hands.
What's smarmy? Wait a minute. Do we have...
he's the male feminist of the show, but women don't have to do a fundamental job at listening to men. Like we clearly understood that women don't want to hear what men have to say. And the minute they say something, they're being judged or, dismissed. So wouldn't you think that women across the board should, there should be more to advocate for women actually listen to men and men having a place to speak out and speak their thoughts without it being judged or criticized? Why is it's like this? And I'm a woman and I know it probably sounds weird, but I just realized what's happening and how unfair it is, especially when a lot of women have fought to have equal rights. And women have fought to be equal to a man, to be able to work and do the same thing that men do, but only to try to turn it around and not allow the very equality that they have to really be equality. You know what I mean? To really be equal. You don't want equal rights to a man. You want to be a man. You want to take over. You want to lead the situation. You want to be over men. And that's how I see it. Because of the actions of women. You don't want to hear, you want your voices to be heard. You want to be able to say what you feel and what you think and get everything out that you want to say. But then men, on the other hand, who's supposed to be equal to you, don't have a space or room to say what they want to say because women don't like it. So you don't like what a man has to say. You just want his voice to go silent, but you want your voice to be heard over and over and over and over again. And I think that that's a horrible mistake. And I just don't think that is never going to bridge the gap between women and men and make men and women understand each other more, because it's not fair. It's not even about equality. It's about women want to be in control. They want to control the narrative. They want to be control. They want to control the control over men, but you still need men and you still want men. That's the gag. That's the hitch and the giddy up. A lot of these women want to be men, want to act like men, want to be boss chicks like men, want to make the money, want to do, but at the same time, because they are women and the nature of a woman is still in there, you still want a man to come in and be a traditional man to a modern day boss chick, a woman who fought to be this in control, entrepreneur, independent person who can do better than a man, don't need a man, but you still want one. That is the problem. Because if a lot of these women had this mentality and they completely really walked away from men and didn't try to date one, didn't try to be, maybe that would be a different story, but they still want a man. The most successful women still want men. But they want them on their terms. They want you to make more than them. They want you to spend it all on them. They want you to treat them like a traditional woman. They're very entitled and selfish. They want you to treat them like princess and queens because that's how they feel they are. They want you to cater to them. Forget what you got going on. Don't think about anything else. You got to give them all your time and your attention strictly on them, but they're nothing of what you really want from a mate. They don't have none of the qualities that you really want as a man. So why is it that men have to be put in this position to settle for these types of women when women are very adamant about not settling? How does that make sense? And how is that equal? And why should men be the ones settling for women that they really don't want? And with that mentality and all of that, why? And so it's a problem. Rack 9, thank you so much for the super chat, says, I blame Susan B. Anthony for why modern day women are like this and have this masculine mindset. Susan B. Anthony, that's who you blame, Rack 9? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Keith Randall, thank you so much for the super chat. Keith says, big salute, DeeDee, and to the chat room. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you once again. Yeah, it's just crazy, and how it's just crazy. That's all I can say. Nothing's really changed that much. That's the whole point of all of this. People like to say, oh, the dating market is so different and this and that. I think the main difference is that men are privy to the nature of women. I think they understand what women are doing, the games that they're playing, and they're moving accordingly. That's it. They're not simpish as they used to be. They're not as easily taken advantage of like some men have been. Women have always known how, especially if you was attractive women have always been able to play her cards a certain way to get what she wanted out of a man. And the man, a lot of men fell for it. A lot of men didn't realize that these women were playing them. A lot of these men didn't realize that these women were only there for your money, for what you could provide. They weren't really in love with you. They didn't really want to be with you. They were just doing what they needed to do to get what they wanted. And the minute they got what they wanted, or the minute a better opportunity came to fruition, or the minute you couldn't provide for them, it wasn't about love and loyalty. It was about what you can do for them, and that was it. And that's how these men realize it. And this is why so many of these men have been in marriages, in relationships, and have found out the true nature of their wives and of their women when they cheated on them and the way they did them dirty. That's it. Y'all see how it turns out when Mad Day comes, when divorce settlement kicks in, when they ready to leave you. Look how they try to just drain you dry. Look how they try to take everything that they can. They could care less about your well-being. They could care less of how you're going to thrive and live your life without them. If anything, they're bitter because you decided that this is either you gonna walk away or this is not what you want to deal with anymore, and then they become bitter because they can no longer take advantage of you. So what women do? Oh, I'm gonna take him for everything he got. I don't give a damn. You gonna leave me or whatever the situation may be. This is why they try to take everything from you. Because if you had a real decent woman who really cared about you, and just say the relationship just didn't work out, and she cared though, but if y'all just couldn't make it work, she wouldn't try to take everything from you and leave you with nothing. She would be fair about it. But what we often see, women will just try to get everything that they can out of you, and they could care less about your well-being and how you're going to live. They just care about themselves, and that's who they really are. And so I just think the difference now is men are aware of those types of women. Let's continue.
This guy's like he's running for office here. He knows how to work the crowd, okay?
And you know
I'm not interested.
Well, you know what? It's not a stretch for him to get this audience to agree with his point.
Wait a minute, but I am not interested in what applies in the mummified halls of academia. I understand
I'm not speaking as an academic.
PhD, I'm not speaking as an academic. Higher and deeper. I'm talking for the little guy out there who gets his head kicked in and always winds up being the buddy, the big brother, and here is, let's be friends. You want a friend, lady? Get a dog.
Okay. And here's the thing. Here's the thing you have to know about Bruce, okay? Here's the thing that's important for women. There's something important for women to know about Bruce.
We just met. How do you know about him?
But he's doing something that men have done for centuries to women, and it always backfires. He's putting you up on a pedestal. He's keeping you free from criticism. I respect you enough to, if I think you're full of it, I'm going to tell you. He won't.
You know what men need to do? What the point of the women's movement is not to make everyone feminine. The point, as I understand it, is to make everyone whole. So what men need to do is reclaim the femininity that we've lost.
I can't believe you. I'm the one who's sitting here in a skirt. You're the one who's dressed in very conservative male attire. You haven't begun to question anything about masculinity.
I want to put women on a pedestal so I can look up your skirts. I mean, I don't have any problem with it.
This is absolutely.
Hey, Ross, let me just ask. One second, please. Ross, is there a woman in the audience that you'd like to ask out?
Pardon me?
Is there a woman in the audience you'd like to ask out?
I'm booked up for 1993. Sorry, ladies.
You have a question?
Yeah, I'd like to know, when is the last time you had a real commitment with a lady? And did she respect how you treated her?
I cannot hear you. One more time.
When is the last time you had a real relationship with a lady?
What makes you think it's your business?
See? My business? Well, you're sitting up there like you know everything about women.
And deal with the issues.
He just made a personal attack
hang on a
against
second,
me,
Ross. I think it is a fair question, and I will tell you why I think it is a fair question. Because you wrote this book saying you've got the answers.
You know what? At the moment, I'm having lots of fun. I don't have a personal commitment to one person. Although I have been with someone I've loved for a long time, me.
Let me ask you. Given that, let me ask you this. Do you care if a woman is satisfied the one that you're with?
It goes without saying she's going to be satisfied if she's with me. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm serious about one thing. I'm being a little obnoxious to get a response, but I'm serious about one thing.
Got it.
I honestly do believe that there's no better way a woman can win spiritually, physically, emotionally than being with me. I really believe that. I really do.
Answer the question.
He trolling them at this point, child. I mean, this is the same way women react today. When they get outraged when a man has standards, when he says, if he's confident about himself, he thinks he knows it all and he thinks he has all the answers and this and that. It's the same talking points we hear now. As soon as you say something, well, you think you got all the answers and you know this. No, well, clearly y'all don't have the answers either. So, and you're not trying to get them. You know what I mean? XYZ, thank you for the super chat. Says Janet Jackson, what have you done for me lately, child? Thank you, XYZ. I appreciate you. Rick H Town, thank you so much for the super chat. Says women have been coming online for years running their mouths. As men, we sit back, listen, and learn to move accordingly. Exactly. And now you have men who are actually on social media giving their opinions and thoughts, and they hate it. They don't really want y'all to have an opinion or say anything. You're supposed to just be quiet and be a man and take their bullshit and pay the bills. That's it. That's it. And those days are over. And this is why women are even coming to the conclusion that they're just going to probably be single, or they're going to have to so-called settle with what they think they're settling, or just be by themselves. And they don't really want that, but what else can you do? You can't make the men want you. You know what I'm saying? It's a different world now. It's changing, and it's changing because the men are realizing what it is and saying no. They're objecting to it. They're not going with the flow just because she's cute and got a big butt and you want some vagina. A lot of men are not going after these women, or not what the women want you to be obsessed. These men are not obsessing over women anymore. Social media and society has made dating horrible. And you just could see it. You know, these men are not obsessed with the women. They see beautiful women everywhere. And on top of that, a lot of men don't really trust the beauty of the women anymore, because now everybody is enhanced. Just about. A lot of women wear tons of makeup, so you don't really see what they really look like. Everybody is wearing extensions and wigs and hair and makeup and fake boobs, fake this, fake that. Everything is so superficial now. You don't really know what you're looking at anymore. And on top of that, everybody is so free with showing their asses and throwing their tits out and showing every part of their bodies, and they don't see a problem with it till now. You know, social media is like what is that? What is that? Okay, something flying. What is it? A little small bug. What I was saying. So why I keep coming over here? So now everybody is so they're putting their bodies out there. That's not even a prize anymore. Men are desensitized to ass and tits now. You see so much of it. It's like, oh, there's another one. There's another one. You know, oh my God. And it's all big BBLs and stuff. Everybody's desensitized to it now. It's not like it doesn't arouse. I ain't gonna say I'm not a man, so I don't know what y'all aroused by. I'm just saying, I'm assuming, because I can't speak on that too much, but I'm saying from what I've heard some men say that because some of y'all might see it and who knows what it do for y'all. I don't know. It might just do what you need. I don't know, so I'm not going that far, but from the men that I've heard say, hey, it's just saturated with it. So we see it, and at first we're like, ooh, yeah, look at them tits, look at them ass. All right. But then once you see so much, right, maybe it gets old. I'm just saying. That's what some of the men are saying. I can't speak for all the ones that didn't say that, because, who knows? Y'all are men. Men see a big ass, y'all might get turned on. I can't say you won't get turned on. That's why a lot of the women put it out there. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be surprised. But some men are just saying they're oversaturated with it, and it's not impressive anymore, is what some of them are saying, because you see it all day. You know what I mean? But different strokes, different folks. Just saying. Yeah. So all of that, it's like, okay. And then the attitudes and the entitlements and all this kind of stuff. Pay my bills on the first date. These men don't got time for that shit. They just don't. Let's continue.
Does it matter to you if the woman is satisfied?
Yes.
It does matter.
Because she's going to come back for more. Of course it matters. It's in my own interest to see that she's satisfied. It's chapter 18 in my book.
And it's pathetic. Ross's arrogant attitude works with women. I think it's pathetic. I think it's pathetic.
But you seem to be putting the blame on women.
Well, he's been conditioned by women. This is the result. This is what you get. You get a fellow like Ross.
John, take a wide shot of the audience, please. Put your hands down for a second. Take a wide shot of the audience. Does anyone here find Ross's approach to women appealing?
Oh, they're going to admit it. Come on, Faith. Come on, they're not going. Number one, what we have here.
What? I didn't hear that. What?
What? She said we don't even find Ross appealing.
What we have here is a phenomenon called denial. That's what we have.
I think Ross is denying something very important here.
Okay, wait a minute. Oh, Falling through the audience. What are you screaming about? You just threatened me. Stand up here. Why did you threaten me to come over here with a microphone immediately? Stand up.
Okay, because first of all, I find this utterly preposterous. You're sitting there and you're putting us down to a certain extent, and what you fail to realize, both of you.
Why? Okay, why? So the black woman got to get up and say, "Oh, he putting you down." That's what we hear today. That's what we say. That's what we hear them say today, right? Am I lying? You hear black women say, "Oh, black men on here putting us down, bashing us." That's the first thing you lead with. Why is it a sister got to be the one get up saying you're bashing us and putting us down? I didn't get that he was putting them down. He was giving his perspective on what women want based off of his experience. How is that putting them down? I didn't get that, but let's continue.
Okay, is that without your mothers, you wouldn't be here.
Positive about father.
You have your turn. Hush. I'm not done. I am not done.
You've had your say for 25 years, and I'm not going to let you shout me down.
No, moving right along.
Say something about fathers.
Moving right along.
Do you hate your father?
Fathers didn't have to carry you
for
9 months. That's not the question. Moving right along.
Say something nice about your father.
I think that you're very, excuse me. Oh, I must have hit a nerve. Is your skirt too tight?
You said something very anti-man.
Right along, as I was saying to you,
I'm
right?
listening to it.
I think that you're a very sad individual, let alone you're not even getting any people. Let's get real about it. Let me tell you, just from listening to you, right? Wait a minute, hold up. Just from listening to you, baby sugar, I can tell that you are using the 5 fingers of death, okay? And you really need to get real with yourself and others.
Well,
with
Faith,
you.
I'm very sorry. I have to get to a commercial break. I have to get to a commercial break here. And I have to say that I'm not sure if spelling it will qualify with the censors. I'll be interested to find out if spelling it makes a difference with the censors. We'll be back.
Same. I told y'all ain't nothing changed. It's the same mentality. It's the same mentality, child. It's always directed to something else. It kind of goes in line with who hurt you. You hate your mother. Your mother had you and all of this kind of stuff. What does that got to do with the truth and the nature of women and how they think? It's just, but once again, I will say this mentality is, fast forward now, it's the same talking points, but it has not benefited any of these women. It's not working. It's not working. We got the highest single mother rates out here. Divorces are high numbers. People are less of our women will ever get married, and the ones who are married are walking away from their husbands with this mentality. And then a lot of them regretting it after the fact, thought it was going to be so much better. After the divorce, you was going to find yourself, just go on a journey and a celebration and a graduation to your Maori. It's not, them attitudes, it's words. It's not benefiting them. And they still refuse to acknowledge it and have some type of accountability on their parts. Is they're going to go to the end with this mindset until when it's really bad. And then they may come out and say, oh, well, yeah, we went wrong. We needed to make some changes. It's going to be too late. It's always like that. You don't realize it's a problem until it's too goddamn late. And what's the point of admitting then when you're old and decrepit and everybody's old and nothing's gonna it's not gonna make a difference. So it's very interesting.
Well, we are back, and you had something you wanted to say.
I have a question for Ross. How do you define a relationship?
You're not
Because
spell,
all
are you?
it sounds like is that you define it as sex. If that's all you're looking for, get a prostitute and leave the rest of us alone. We don't
Faith, thank you. That's an intelligent question. Let me answer it. Here's your answer. Doesn't matter whether you're looking for one steady relationship or a lot of women, whichever one you want, you still have to use the attitudes I outline in my book to get it. If you're weak, if you're a wimp, if you're too happy to be there, if you want to wash her car and be her wimp, you're not going to get a lot of women. You're not going to get one woman. You won't have a steady relationship. You won't have one-night stands. It applies no matter what you're looking for.
Yeah, and look, and women know this. Women know this. This is why they say they don't want a nice guy. He's too nice. A guy who's willing to do everything for you, just right off meeting you. A man who's gonna, you say, oh, come help me do this. He's just jumping, eager to do it. He's too eager to do it. Women talk about men like that. What you would think, why talk about him? Why talk about a man who's just a genuinely nice guy who wants to do things for you? You think they would be like happy to meet a guy who takes them that seriously, who wants to do things with them and be, you would think she would grab him and be like, come on, let's go. But women are the opposite. They want a dude to talk to them crazy, like, what's up, ma? And call her bees and hoes and all of that. And then that piques her interest. Ooh, he talking to me kind of rough. It's funny, you don't want controlling, but then you want controlling. You say you don't want a man to control you, but then when you get the right one that you are attracted to tell you what to do, then you're willing to listen. It doesn't make any sense. If he's a lame and he's trying to control you, you're like, who the hell you think you are? You can't tell me what to do. But then when you get a dude who got the swag and look like he'll knock your head between the washer and dryer, and he talking like you like, or he can tell you what to do. Come over here, do what I say, or else. All right, then you gonna fall in line. That is the dumbest thing ever. But that's how a lot of these women are. It's a psychological issue that a lot of these women have been raised up in traumatic households or trauma-filled environments or something that will allow them to think that is where they should be. And that's what they're attracted to. I said it before, they are attracted to the traumatic experiences, but at the same time, it's traumatic. You don't need that in your life, but somehow you gravitate towards it, but it's not good for you because there's no good outcomes, but you keep going towards it. That's insanity, but it's something in their mental. It has a lot to do with probably upbringing or something that allows women to subject themselves to that type of behavior and call it their type and think that is good. And then the good man who's showing interest and showing that he likes you. Oh, he's too desperate. Oh, he's too lame. Oh, he's too this. So you want to take advantage of him, but then the other guy, you allow him to take advantage of you. That's something to be studied. It really has to be studied because that ain't working, and that is not working out. The Night Shift. Thank you so much for the super chat. How are you? Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. 87 Steven, thank you so much for the super chat, says they should do a Where Are They Now? Right, exactly. I would love to. I've seen him recently on YouTube. The guy, he's still, I guess he's still talking, or he does. I don't know if he still talks similar stuff like this. But I would love to see where a lot of the women in the audience, where they're, some of them probably, I don't know, but yeah, especially the black woman where is she? I would love to know what she's doing and how she's living. Keith Randall, thank you so much for the super chat, says this attitude from black women has been going on for damn 50 years. Question, were they talking like this were they talking like this during slavery or even the Jim Crow era? I need answers, chat room. Were they talking like this during slavery or even Jim Crow? Probably not. I don't think so. During Jim Crow is when we had more marriages, when black people were, the marriage rates were higher. So during what would be considered the toughest time in our history, black people were more married, more united, more together. Black homes, we had a family structure. We had the nuclear family when things were the hardest. And people like to say, "Oh, it was that way," is because they needed each other. Okay, maybe that was the case, but what's wrong with wanting and needing your family? And now we're backwards and out of order to where you have women saying they don't need a man, they don't need the family structure, but that is not benefiting our communities or us. So yeah, back then, marriage, husbands and wives were together. They were banding together, supporting each other because they had to, of course. And not only that, because that's what they chose. It was you get married, you take care of your families, you do what was necessary for your family to thrive. It was of importance. Now it's not. Women are more liberated than they've ever been. More, I guess more. In some cases, they say financially stable. They can work and take care of themselves, and we're the most disconnected ever than we've ever been in history. Now with all of these liberties and all these things, and everybody's just separate. And I think there's a reason for that. And I think it's part of a bigger scheme of things that a lot of women don't understand, but they're going to understand real soon. Because once again, when you see it now with all these layoffs and, a lot of these women just thought that, they just had it made in the shade for the rest of their life. That is crazy. You don't understand how life works then. There are many people who have to go through, men in particular, who have to go through ups and downs, losing their jobs, getting laid off, finding other jobs, finding a different line of work, finding a new way or something new to do to make money. Like, this is nothing new. But for a lot of these women who thought that, society was somehow going to just cater to them and pave the road for them because they're single mothers and they got to do it by themselves, they're in for a rude awakening, and they're seeing it happening already. A lot of these women losing their jobs and they don't know what to do with themselves, and now it's just them. And, as time goes on, it's only going to get worse. And then this is where you find women talking about, well, I need a man, somebody to come help me pay these bills. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and I don't, indulge in or get satisfaction from people losing their jobs and their way of life, because I don't. I just think that it's an eye opener. It's interesting how a lot of women, they do well, they don't need nobody. But then when the shit start falling apart, now you need some help. It's kind of crazy. That kind of goes in to why the nuclear family is important, where you have a husband and a wife and they're raising the kids together and building a family together and building communities, because that is beneficial to generational wealth. It's going to be very difficult for one singular woman to build generational wealth for her and her kids if she's the only one working and contributing to the household. And then if she loses her income, then that drastically diminishes that potential wealth altogether. So I don't understand why they think that way, and why they continue to believe when they see that it's not happening. Thank you once again, Keith, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Darius, what's going on, Darius? Darius Coleman, thank you for the super chat. Says, before I got sober at 25, I got hella broads when I was living wrong. When I tried to get in LTR after my kindness was seen as weakness, Magto. I see what you're saying, Darius. I had to read it for a second, but I see what you're saying. Yeah. So before you got sober at 25, you got hella bras when you was doing the wrong things. That's when all the women are. This is what I'm saying. But then you have women who claim they know how to pick men. I think it's just a toxic mentality on both sides. I think that's why I say you attract what you are. So if you're out there living a certain lifestyle, you attract the women who are in that lifestyle, and vice versa. But I think men can accept that better, but women can't. Women don't realize what they're attracting and what they're attracted to. And they don't realize that as a negative. Women see everything as a positive as it relates to how they move and how they choose to do things and the choices they make. They don't see anything that they do as negative. Every choice they made in life was positive, and it's okay, and it should be accepted, and what it is what it is. This is why they keep making the same mistakes over and over and over, because they don't see anything wrong with it. But they could see if you're making the bad decisions. A woman and a man could do the exact same things, but she's going to find some kind of way to justify her side and make you seem worse. Just imagine that. Y'all both could be drunk out your minds, doing the same things, but somehow what you doing it is going to look way worse than her. Y'all could both be young and dumb, but there's no excuse for you being young and dumb as the man, but it's all the excuses for her in the world. That's crazy to me. I just don't get that. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate the super chat, and thank you so much. The night shift again. Thank you so much for the super chat. Says the Moynihan report predicted this. Yeah, I've heard a few people talk about that. And there's you're absolutely right. And I heard about this. I remember what's his name? A guy who used to come on my panel. He always talked about this and brought this to my attention. But you're absolutely right. Thank you once again. What's going on, Queen of Vibes? Let's continue, you guys. Thank you once again, the night shift. I appreciate you.
Do anybody agree with that?
Like button, y'all.
But the men watching that know I'm telling the truth. I don't care. I really don't care what they think.
The men do know.
So you know what my fear is that the men watching this might believe you.
Well, they do believe it. I have fans all over the country.
Absolutely not. For example, Faith, Playboy magazine bills itself as entertainment for men, but I'm here to say that a lot of men do not consider it entertaining. We don't think it's entertaining.
You actually led a boycott against Playboy on your campus.
Yes, ma'am.
When they came to shoot the, what College Girls of the East or
October
whatever
Women
that
of
is.
the Big East issue. And we wanted to send a message loud and clear that a lot of men don't consider this a form of entertainment, and that it's important for us to set a good example for people and simply not to buy pornography and let people know that this is unacceptable behavior.
Why do you want to deny male biology? Part of the intellectual bankruptcy of feminism is they want to deny the reality of male human biology. It's male human biology to become aroused looking at beautiful naked women.
You want to repeal
that
the First
is
Amendment?
biology.
The fact that something is natural does not mean it is good. The Hurricane Andrew is natural, but we don't want to say that it's good.
Male sexuality is good. This audience is having an orgy now. You're getting off on the man bashing. There's no hope. There's no hope. Can anybody say anything positive about men? Let's just one person say something positive.
Wait a minute. No, I don't think. Well, hang on one second. I don't think that these women are all bashing all men. I think that they disagree with your points of view. Don't confuse it.
Let them say something positive about men.
But they always disagree with what men have to say unless the men are simping for them. Unless men if the men are agreeing with them, of course it's fine. But anything that goes against what women are saying, they don't like it. You can't have an opinion as a man. And I think it's interesting how the nature of a man is always being tested, but the nature of a woman is excused. We see it all the time. Women, 5 babies, 5 baby daddies, right? Okay, all of that was the man's fault. Because he can't keep it in his pants, right? He don't have, what's the word y'all use? He don't have any what's the word y'all use to control himself? He don't have no control, or he don't have no what? He don't have no type of, what's the word? I can't think. But what about the woman? See, it's always pointed to the man. He has no discipline. The man has no discipline. All he going out here and screw all these hoes. He need to learn how to have some discipline. He need to learn how to do this. He need to learn how to do that. He. But when it comes to the women, they could just bust that cooch open as much they want, huh? Sling that coochie on this one, Tom, Pookie, Ray Ray, Paul, Bougie, BB, King, everybody. She could just bust it open, no protection, no nothing, and that's okay. She don't have to have, she could just keep popping baby out after baby after baby after baby. But how do they address that? How do you refer to that? Oh, well, he's going around getting her pregnant as if her body is like a piece of stone and she can't move. And her legs are just open and all the men just running in there and just doing it. She has no control. Her body is stiff. She can't move. Oh, he just going in there, just going in and caught her, in a stiff moment. Like your body's stiff up, and when you see a man and you can't move, you're like, oh shit, I can't move, they gonna get me. And he just ram up in there unprotected and boom, you can't move, you can't say no, your mouth is numb, you can't do shit. That's why they make it seem like, oh, women, you have no say, you have no control. You just a dumb, just like a rock solid. You can't do nothing about it. That's insane to me. But men gotta have all the discipline in the world. A woman don't have to have none. When it's her body. He can't run in that body and run through if you don't let him. I don't know how many times I have to say this. That's just my take on it. It's your body, your choice. So you got to make the decision. You make that call. You decide. But somehow it's always a trip to the men need to get some discipline. And the women don't. So if the man has discipline, right? He got to have discipline. He got to be so strong against the hoes. He got to really be like, ooh, these hoes. So if the hoes is coming up to him, and she's like, give me some of that. Ooh, I want you so bad. Give me some of that. God damn, I want that sausage, right? And he got to say, nah, I ain't interested. Ooh, you gonna break me off. Come on, you could do whatever you want. Come on. She tempting them because women do that too now. Let's be honest. If she desperate, someone be desperate too. Oh, give it to me. I'll come try to take it. And then as a man, nobody looks at you. If a woman try to force herself on you, that's not looked at the same as a man doing it to a woman. Y'all know. So they already dismissing that. But she could damn near come pull his clothes off and nobody says nothing. Nobody bat an eye. But then when he be like, I don't want it. She keep putting him in. He thinking about it. Then he like, okay, come on, I'll break your ass off. Come on. And he get on there and break. And then he just start breaking whoever gonna offer him some off. Now he tried. He tried as best he could, as best as his male nature would allow. And then she just throw that cooch, begged him for it. So how much discipline he got to have when she don't have none? Huh? Is that fair? Do y'all think that that's fair? The same way when it comes to disciplining yourself in other ways, physically, a man has to hold his composure. He got to really suppress himself when a woman is talking to him crazy. He got to suppress his feelings and what he wants to do to not knock your head between the washer and the dryer when she's belittling him, cussing him out, doing him like this. He got to stand there and take that and just always got to be the bigger person and just take it all. Who the hell y'all think y'all dealing with? These are human beings. Wouldn't it be better to put some accountability on these women to show some accountability for them, towards them, and so that they wouldn't be able to do what they do to try to test or try to push these men, knowing that they don't have anybody on their side? But instead, you keep trying to put it on the man. You keep trying to tell men to just be these superheroes, and these women could just be trash boxes and do whatever they want. No discipline, no nothing. They could just go out, do whatever they want, and nobody holds them accountable. But you keep putting all the pressure on the man to be accountable and be this strong goddamn hero all the time. That's not fair. So why do you think men are moving the way they're moving? They're saying, hell no, I'm going to remove myself from this because I don't know if I can hold my composure. I don't know if I'm not going to be able to knock her head between the washer and dryer. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say no if she's trying to throw that coochie on me. I don't know if I'm going to be able to say no if I'm being tempted. So you know what? In order to avoid temptation in any of these ways, I'm just going to remove myself. I'm going to remove myself because I don't want to be put in these positions. I don't want to have to deal with this. I got too much going for myself. I'm working. I'm taking care of. I'm doing good. I don't want to be bothered because it's not worth it. That would be the best thing for any man to do, in my opinion. And I think that's what they're doing. Remove yourself from the foolishness. Let these women wonder why men are walking away, because they don't want to deal with y'all foolishness. They can't trust you. They don't know what you're up to, what you're trying to do, whether you're lying and faking and trying to, so remove yourself from the foolishness. And that way you don't have to deal with it. So that's why. And women out here asking where the men and why they're not, this is why. Y'all done played these games too damn long. They know society is not on their side. They know nobody really cares about what they have to say. Just like that man was on the Kendra G show and talking about that woman taking advantage of him. Look how she dismissed that man. And that's how society treats men. So the best thing for you is focus on yourself. Keep yourself away from the foolishness and you'll be all right. If you're not in their circles, they can't pin nothing on you. They can't try to attack. They can't do anything. And it's unfortunate that it has to be this way, but that's the only way I see for men to not be in these predicaments, because it's just getting out of hand. And I think that's why a lot of men are moving the way they're moving, and I don't blame them. I have sons, and my sons pay attention to this stuff. So they and hopefully they don't find themselves in no crazy situations, because that's what you got to be aware of this stuff. You can't just walk around thinking that all women are just so great. No, you really got to vet these people, pay attention to what they're looking for, their intentions, all of this stuff. Because, and nobody wants to be caught in a trick bag. Avenge the Ancestors, thank you so much for the super chat, says, Queen DeeDee, you're always right. I'm not always right, but it's just my opinion. But I appreciate you. I know you don't like what I said, but nah. Right. Yeah, you're right. I don't like, because I don't see it like that. I just give my opinion, child, and that's that. But thank you. I appreciate you so much. Yeah, because I'm not always right. It's just my opinion. Maybe you just agree with a lot of my opinions. That's it. I'm not always right. Trust me. But thank you. I appreciate you for that. Yeah, but it's just crazy, and it's just a mess. 87 Steven, thank you so much for the generous super chat. I appreciate you, says DeeDee. Keep up that great work. My sister from another mother. Thank you so much. I appreciate the generous donation. Steven, thank you once again. I appreciate you, sir. Keith Randall, thank you so much as well for the generous super chat. Says yesterday was 12 years married to Mayim the goddess. We want our communities back, good people. We are all stronger together. Good men, keep your sausage to yourselves, regardless of how fine they are. Men's sausage discipline, practice it today. Thank you for the super chat, Keith Randall. I appreciate you once again for supporting the channel. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. I think that might be best, but I'm just saying, stay away from the tempting hyenas. I'm just saying. Fire Mission, thank you so much for the super chat, says Sheba dog in samurai armor waving a banner saying #1. Lord, I don't know what that means. Fire Mission, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you so much, sir. Thank you so much for being here and supporting the channel. It's just crazy. XYZ, thank you once again for the super chat. I appreciate you, brother. DeeDee, I appreciate your opinion. Thank you. I appreciate you for being here and for supporting the channel. Thank you, XYZ. Yeah, but it be the truth though, y'all. It's just so stupid. It's like, nah, I really be like looking at this stuff, and that's why I say sometimes it's gonna take for these women to see their sons get in relationships with the same type of women, and then that might get them stirred up and want to do something different. But why wait till your sons are being put in the positions that you've put men in? And if you care about your children, then it's gonna hit different. And I don't need to wait to see that. I already understand that this is a horrible mentality. You should treat people the way you want to be treated. And this whole it's hypocrisy, and there's so many other different things. All these double standards, and women can do this and men can't do that. And women and men are different. So there are certain standards that work for men that wouldn't work for a woman. It's just the way it is. But a lot of these women just don't see themselves. They don't see their fault in things. Everything is somebody else's fault, and it's getting old, and you're getting too old, and it's getting too tired. And it's just becoming ridiculous, and it's redundant, and they just keep going with this. And we're going to have a whole bunch of single old women by themselves just sitting around still complaining at 60 years old, talking about, we need men to take us shopping, and we need a man to understand how successful we are. They don't get it. They don't give a damn. And y'all gonna wait till y'all 40, 50, 60 years old sitting back still talking about you need a man to take you shopping like Vivica Fox. Still sitting back thinking that a man's supposed to see you. You think you're 60 and you still see yourself as the 20-year-old version of yourself. You don't see the old age and the wrinkles. You still see yourself as 25. You still think you got it going on. I still got it going on. And I need a man to know who and what I am and take me shopping, and he needs to understand I'm the prize. I'm like, ma'am, stop. No, you're not. And it's too late for that. You need to just move on and accept your fate. I'm just saying. Darius, thank you for the super chat. Says, folks, get your XRP and HBAR sovereignty equals priceless. Thank you, Darius, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Mayim the goddess. These women will melt when their sons go through it. Right. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Yeah, that might wake them wake up. It might make them realize what it is. See, then you ain't gonna like it, and then you'll be talking like me. But I don't need to wait. You want to try to prevent that from happening by giving them the information and being accountable and changing your mentality. Like, come on, it's that. Why is it so hard? You got to ask yourself, why is it so hard for women to get it? We could say, oh, these men, they don't get it, this and that. And I get it. I've been hearing women talk about men since I was a kid. I've been hearing women talk about men since I was a kid, how they ain't no good and they don't. While I'm surrounded by a bunch of no good women. Let's go figure. While I'm literally watching women do some low down stuff, but they're complaining about the men that's low down, but I'm literally watching women lie, cheat, all kinds of stuff, but it was made to be okay. While they're still bashing the man, talking about how horrible he is. But all I see him doing is trying to please you, trying to do stuff that you want him to do, trying to be good for you because you're combative and loud and ratchet and all entitled, all of that already. And he's trying. But you're deliberately doing whatever you want to do as the woman, and nobody is contesting that. Nobody is saying anything. All the sisterhood, the literal sisters, and everybody know what's going on, but they all cover it up. I guess that's what the sisterhood is. That's why I have no parts of it, because not like that. Now I'll support Black businesses. I'll support women who are doing things productive. Oh yeah, I'll support women who are doing things productive that stuff that I'm, that's productive. I'll support women. I'm not a woman hater, but I'm not going to subscribe to the bullshit. That's the only thing. I'm not going to be in this echo chamber of bullshit, of just agreeing and covering up the nature of women when I know that it's toxic and it's non-productive and it's not beneficial to you or anybody else. But then women always are the ones complaining about not getting what they want, but you don't want to make any changes to better the situation. You want to put it all on somebody else, and that is not cool. So I'm not supporting that. Thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right. Mayim, I hope I'm saying that Mayim or Mayim the goddess. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. It's just ridiculous. Just Us, thank you for the super chat. Says Lemon character and Baby Lemon jumping in the air to do a high five. Lemon character and Baby Lemon jumping in the air to do a high five. Thank you for the super chat, Just Us. I appreciate you. But yeah, it's just a mess, y'all. It really is. And I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna change anytime soon, because here we are in 2025, child. This was 92 and it's the same commotion. But let's continue, y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button.
Okay, satisfy him. Have him pipe down on it. Say something, Pug.
It's not positive.
Pick up their socks. Just say they pick up their socks.
What? Pick up your socks, first of all. Second of all, the one in the middle who's in a dress. If you have such an attitude toward women and you feel how women are, why do you want so much to look like one?
Wait a second, Faith, hold it. No, I was attacked. No, I want this woman to stand up. I want people to see what she's wearing. Sport coat, and an oversized sport coat and a pair of pants. Why are you dressing like a man?
This is not a man's jacket and pants.
Shame on you for attacking me. Shame on you for attacking me.
All right, over here.
This is for Ross. You got a real nasty attitude towards women.
And that's why you ain't got none.
Let me
you
tell
don't know what they want. You don't know nothing about women. You need to talk to one from the heart.
Right.
And talk to them.
You know, if you're going to sugarcoat it and beat around the bush, how can we have a discussion?
Stop trying to figure them out because you can't figure them out. And you with a dress, how you expect women to listen to you?
Let me respond to her.
Look at you. Look at you.
Let me respond. I'm angry. Let me respond. She started with me. Let me respond.
You think y'all talk about Playboy this and Playboy that? All y'all want is some sex. Y'all don't want no women. Y'all want sex.
Let me respond.
I don't want sex.
I'm sorry. I'm getting the commercial cue. We have to take a break. We'll come back, and I will let you respond when we come back.
Listen, he said not with you. I didn't see them as combative. They were just giving their perspective. I didn't see it as why this child. The same question we ask now. Why is everything bashing and why I didn't get bashing or any of that or combat. I didn't see any of that. I just see a bunch of women who hate to hear anything that's talked about in their direction. As long as you're talking, this is why I say, listen, we could pull up 1,000 channels. We could pull up 1,000 channels of women bashing men. That's easy to find. You know, there's lots of platforms that just straight bash men, black men in particular. That's easy to find. You know, that is not my thing. I don't think nobody should be bashing anybody. I think we should be having a discussion to try to figure out and being accountable for our parts in all of this. It takes two people to establish a relationship. It takes two people to make a baby. It takes two people to create a family and a livelihood together. If you're gonna do it together, it takes two people to do that. So I think we need to be able to start to really listen without passing judgment and criticizing people, and really listening to what they're saying and listen to understand, not just to quickly speak, because that means you're not open to what they're saying. You just ready to give your perspective, but you're not open to that person's perspective. You only want your points to be heard, and that's just it. And that's why communication between a lot of people is bad, because nobody really wants to hear. Everybody think they got the answer, even though your life doesn't show it. Your life doesn't reflect what you say you already know. You know this and you know that, but your life doesn't reflect it. So that means you don't know something, and there's nothing wrong with not knowing. But if you're not open to getting other people's perspective to learn something and be able to understand each other, then that's going to be a problem, because you're never going to get anywhere. You're just going to keep going in circles with the same old talking points, the same old perspectives, and it's not going to help you to grow. So yeah, it's something has to give. And if it doesn't, well, it's just going to be what it is.
Very little time left. Ross, you wanted to respond quickly.
Do not make the mistake of thinking that I enjoy having to behave this way. It's simply, women have taught me that this is what they respond to. I used to be nice. I used to be sweet. I used to be sensitive. I used to listen. I dated my left hand when I did that.
And now you know,
quickly.
And I used to be more feminist than most feminists. Now I consider myself a recovering feminist now, because now I see how women react. Anytime a man stands up for himself, this is what you do. It's disgusting.
Finally, men have oppressed women for too long, and it has got to stop, and that's what I'm here to say.
Why do women run the publishing business?
Women don't run.
Women run the publishing business. Why have I been banned from every bookstore and have to publish it myself? Women run the publishing business.
Because you've written a horrible book, that's why.
Yes, Lord, child. So he said back then women run the publishing, and he had to publish his book himself because they don't like what he's saying, so they stop him from being able to do stuff. See, that's what happens with why I think it's dangerous. Why I think what women do is dangerous, because if you don't like something, then you try to cancel a person or stop them from doing what it is. You know, we have freedom of speech, but until you don't like what the person is saying, and then you take that away. I think that's the problem. When most men who have an opinion about something and is talking, they're not trying to, if they don't like what you're saying, they'll try to understand it. They're not trying to shut you down. They try, you know, I remember there was petitions, if I'm not mistaken, to try to have Anton Daniels taken down. I don't know if that was real or not, but I saw it. They didn't like Kevin Samuels. They wanted him taken down. I think they had a petition against him. It didn't work. But soon as you don't like what a person is saying, you want to remove them. You want to silence them. But if men were to actually do that for women, it's a problem. They'll create a whole movement of why that's not right. But where is this equality? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say they don't want equality. They want to take control. And that's the problem. And that's the problem with a lot of women. This is why so many women who become successful become very dangerous, in my opinion, because they get these entitlements, this entitled mindset. They start thinking like they're better than, and they like that. They eat that up. They want to feel like they're better because it does something for their ego. This is why when men say, we don't give a damn about your job or your career, they feel small. It's like they get pissed off because a man says, I don't really care about your education and your money or nothing because I don't benefit from it. So if I don't benefit from it, why should I care what kind of job you got and how much money you make? What it's pointless to me. So it makes sense that you wouldn't care about it. So, but they get so pissed when you say that because it's like, what? My career don't mean nothing because that's what all these women, their stock is put into money and them damn degrees. How much money you got and all the degrees that you have now. Listen, and they think that that's what make them special and that's what make them these high caliber great women, and it doesn't. It has the two are not. They don't go together. Your degree has nothing to do with the type of woman that you are. That just means you went to school, you learned something, and you got a degree. It does not mean that you are the best woman since sliced bread. It doesn't make you a great woman. It does not work like that. But when a man says, oh, he don't care about that, oh, they damn near spin around like Reagan and want to scream and damn near take you out. But Kish Edwards, thank you so much for the super chat, says, Hippo character stands idle whilst his new and most powerful body attachments do their thing with the word OP in the background. Thank you, Bakish, for the super chat. I appreciate you. For the support. Child, it's just a mess out here. I'm telling y'all, it really is. They had a petition for Thomas Sotomayor. Any man who says something that they think that don't like, they want a petition to have them taken off. They don't want them to have a say so, but they want to be able to say whatever they want to say with no interruptions and just, believe that they're 100% right. And I just think that's not what you call equality. But if men were to petition to have all the women removed from certain things and can't say nothing, oh my gosh, they'd be got the president to come and say how wrong that is. But when it's being done to men, nobody bats an eye, nobody says anything. That's not fair. That is not the way this should be working. I'm just saying it's just not at all. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. I want to play another clip for you guys, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to share my screen because I think that this is interesting. And I saw this on Instagram. Here we go. Come on, I'm trying to.
If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something. If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are.
Hold on. I want you guys to hear what this lady said about black men. And you, boy, there's always a lot of backlash when somebody say something good about black men, child. Always backlash when somebody say something good about black men. It's just insane. Check this out.
If you're saying something wrong, you're saying something wrong. This is not true. Black men are in the houses. Black men are taking care of their kids. Black men are great fathers and providers. I don't care if they make $40,000 a year or they make $100,000 a year. They are still good providers.
I don't know why that keep popping up. But what do you guys think about what she had to say? No lies detected. No lies detected. There are good fathers in the household. Black fathers are protectors and providers taking care of their families. But the way these people like to portray this idea that every black man is just a deadbeat, every black man is just no good, every black man is just, low down. He's a pookie. Every black man is just running away, leaving his family and not providing for them. It's just absurd. And it's not true. And I think the people who believe that are the ones who keep entangling or surrounding themselves around those types of men. Once again, those are the what they say, the birds of a feather flock together. So you are out here, in the hoods, opening it up for all the Pook and that, and y'all just circling around each other. Pookisha and Pookie is sitting there making them babies together. And the other productive black men and women are married with homes, raising their kids. They don't have a bunch of babies out of wedlock or any of that. They have children with their wives, and they're raising their families, taking their kids to school, playing with their kids, teaching them stuff, taking them to baseball practice and stuff like that. But they don't want to acknowledge that because you want to keep running this narrative that all black men are just deadbeats, and they're not. And keep trying to ignore the fact that a lot of these women are making babies with the men the men that are in their circles and the men that they are attracted to. And as we know, they don't seem to be attracted to the good men who would be marriage minded, the men who want families, the men who don't have babies out of wedlock. They're intimidated by those men because they know they don't measure up. You've already had 2 babies with Pookie, and now you meet this man who might find you attractive, but once he realizes you're a Pookisha, he moves on because he wants a family of his own and he wants to have a productive household. Oh, that don't work for you because that's not in your speed. But instead of acknowledging that you don't qualify for the men who was looking for families and all of that and end up with it, and you constantly circling around Pookie and y'all just circling each other because y'all know y'all are the birds of a feather that flock together, and y'all don't know where else to go and you don't know what else to do. So the only thing you keep doing is making babies over and over and complaining about it. That's it. Just because you want to stay in that pool and that's what you're used to and that's what you're attracted to, and you don't know how to get better, doesn't mean that there aren't good black men out here who are doing the right things. Many of these women have come across a good guy, but once again, you said he was too lame. He didn't have no swag. But that no lame, swagless guy is a guy who would take you seriously, marry you, take care of you, put you in the house, raise your kids, be there for your probably allow you to be a housewife while he goes out and work and takes care of his family and actually be there and give you a good life. But you're too foolish to understand what's important and how that is a benefit versus you going out here just sleeping with Pookie and getting pregnant, knocked up, making yourself a 3-4 time baby mama, not realizing that that's not going to benefit you or your children in the long run. But you're still the ones complaining because guess what? The women who are married with husbands and good fathers to their, husbands and fathers, they're not out here complaining. You don't see the married women out here complaining, except for the ones who have been conditioned by the single mother brigade, the bonnet crew, who are out here trying to convince these women that their husbands ain't shit and that they need to go and join them in a bonnet crew brigade of single mothers out here struggling, and misery loves company. So they're the one trying to tell these women, oh my God, you shouldn't be cleaning up and taking care of kids. You shouldn't be doing that because that's too much work, and he don't respect you, and this and that. Your husband is this and that. He should be paying all the bills, and convince you to go back to the single mother bonnet crew brigade and sit there, and then you be miserable after that, thinking that you could do better. You got women who walked away from good marriages with 3 and 4 children with that husband and walking away because they believe they can do better, that they're going to find a man who's going to, I don't know what the hell they're looking for, and then get themselves out there on a limb, and then the women just look at you like, oh girl, yeah, you did the right thing. And then they walk away and they trying to get them a husband. Don't let these women fool y'all into leaving y'all man over some bullshit. And then have you out here single looking stupid with all them damn children, because these men ain't taking no woman with no children. So why would you go and put yourself in that predicament? These men don't want no women with children. They clearly said what they said. And from my experience with men, seeing how men move, when they make up their mind and they say if they want, a lot of these men don't flip-flop like women. I'm just saying. I don't know. And y'all let me know if I'm wrong. But from the guys that I know and dudes that my husband associate with, like men, when they say what they gonna do, they do it. And they don't change. They ain't flip-flopping. So if they say they don't want a woman with kids, they ain't picking no woman with kids. They made their mind up and they sticking to it. See, women like to go back and forth. A lot of men don't do that. Now, there may be some, but a lot of them don't do that. They say what they mean, and they say it and they do it. That once they mind made up and they didn't saw, it is what it is. They don't flip flop like that. They don't. And so this is why women need to understand men, because most men don't do that. Women think men move the way they move. Women will change their mind and go back. You see Nelly's ex-girlfriend sitting around making videos looking like she ready to tear something up because he done went married Ashanti allegedly, and they trying to create more children and created a baby and want more. Now she's sitting here looking like she want to go hurt somebody because, even though she's saying she's cool with it, she don't look cool because she thought that he would do what she would do. Oh, I walked away thinking that he'll think about it and then he'll come back. No, you walked away and he said, okay, that's what you want. I'm out. And when you made that decision, that man said, you didn't want me no more. I'm gone. I ain't going back and forth in my feelings like, oh, well, I think she doing this because she trying to test me. No, men don't operate like that. So you got to be wiser. You got to understand men don't make some decisions. How they say it? How they say that? Don't write a check that you can't cash or something like that. Well, baby, don't do it. Whatever it is, don't do it. Don't go out here and make these decisions thinking, oh, you thought wrong. That's not how same thing with Tia and her husband. I don't think that man taking her back because you put him through some stuff. And he's never going to forget it. So when you do that to a man, he's going to move on. He could be hurt, but he's going to bounce back. He's going to internalize it, get it together, go through whatever he got to go through, and he's going to move on. When he moves on, he moves on. He's not coming back. He's not circling back. So this is why you got to make sure you don't make these irrational decisions thinking that men going to do like you, because that's what women do. Well, I was, you say one thing and you do something else. Oh, I thought this. I felt like he would do this, and no, baby. Men don't feel like and think like. No, they make a decision and they move with it. We the ones can't pick a meal. What do you want? Oh, I think I might want the shrimp, and then I want the chicken. Oh no, I want the shrimp. Oh no, I want this. We do that. That's the nature of us. That's not men. Men know what they want. They go get what they want. That's it, and they don't do all that extra either, which drives me crazy sometimes because. It's like, yeah, you know what you want. You say what you want. That's what you get. I know what I want. Then I don't know what I want. Oh, I wanted this. Well, I thought you wanted this and this and that. Then you want something extra. Like, that's us. Men don't do that. A man will know what type of food they like and they order that same type of food over and over because that's what they like. They stick to what they like. And if they change something I want to try, they may add something or try something. And if they like that, you know what they like. That's it. With us, we like it, something, then it change. I thought you liked that. Yeah, I do, but I like this too. Oh, that, and then it switch up, and then that's women change. Men pretty much stick to what they like, and that's it for the most part. Now, I'm not saying there aren't men who may be a little different, but the majority. Am I lying? Y'all let me know, because that's what I see. Men pretty much stick to what they want, what they like, and that's it. They don't really deviate too much from that. That's why a lot of women say the responsible men are boring and lame because they like what they like. If you like to watch football on Sunday, whatever, every Sunday, that game, they there to watch that game. They ain't gonna be like, oh, you know what? I like the games, but this Sunday I'm gonna watch something else. No, that's what they like. They got their favorite chair or their favorite meal or whatever it is. You pretty much know what once you know them, you know them. That's it. You know what they like. You can work with them because you know what they like. It don't really change. So anyway, that's how I see it. And I don't see anything wrong with it. But us, we change up. We change up. We switch up. We change up. So men got to be like prepared and aware of that because you never know. Oh, I thought you liked this. And then switch up. No, I don't like that no more. I like this. And this and that and all that, whatever. But yeah, so child, it's just, it's just a hot mess. Most logical men like straight lines, not too many curves. Exactly, Coach Ferg. Exactly. It's pretty simple. When I say somebody told me I should stop saying men are simple, I think men are simple. I think men are easier to. I don't think they're as complicated, and that's not a slight or disrespect. It's just what it is. I think just like I'm saying, women are complicated, and some women may take that as an insult that women are complicated, but a lot of women are. They are, and I don't think it's all, but a lot of them are, and we're more complex. We have a lot more going on in our head than most men, and I don't see anything wrong with that. Men are simple, and it's like I said, it's not a issue. And I think if you take issue with a woman saying that, I think you got more issue. Can y'all hear me now? One in the chat if the sound is good now. I don't know what happened. Child, it wouldn't be a live stream if it wasn't a struggle one. Can y'all hear me? I don't know what happened. It just went out. I be talking down. I hate when that. It is just muted. Y'all can hear me? Okay, cool. Okay. Well, what I was saying when I said the whole thing about men being simple, if you think about if you have daughters and you have sons, right? Think about what your sons need, little kids I'm talking about, toddlers. What your son, your male son versus your daughter. You know what usually the girls require a lot more, or we tend to get more for the girls than the boys, right? At least that's how it is for us. The boys are more simpler than the girls. The little boys require less than the girls. You can get them 3 pairs of pants, pairs black, blue, and tan shorts and some little shirts, socks, and get them a pair of shoes or 2 pair of shoes, and they switch and alternate that, right? Little boys cut their hair and they good. Girls, we need dresses, you need leggings, plus underwear and bows for the hair and little accessories. There's more things for girls than there are for boys, because when you have little girls, the girls require more in many cases than the little boys, right? So same thing. Most people say raising little boys is much easier than girls. Why? Because girls require more in many cases. girl, it's just how it, even with women tend to buy more. We tend to buy more hair, jewelry, accessories, all kinds of stuff, makeup. Most men don't. Some men wear makeup, but most men don't wear makeup. So men don't need no extra hair, even though some of them now are wearing the little, hair pieces. But men don't typically wear no hair pieces. They ain't wearing no makeup. They don't need leggings. They don't need stockings. They don't need skirts. They don't wear dresses. The men. They don't need all this extra stuff. Men pretty much know what they want. They get some pants and some shirts and maybe a hat, some men or whatever, and they rock that. They get what they get and they rock that and they wear that until they need some more. But us, we overindulge, we overspend. We don't need just 2 pairs of pants or 2 dresses. We need 3, 4, 5 dresses. We need all the stuff. So this is why I say men are more simpler, because they don't require as much and they don't want as much. A lot of women require a whole lot and on a much more consistent basis. A lot of women, you want the stuff, and it's not like you're getting it every 3 to 6 months. No, often they're buying stuff. So that's why I say that. I just think that men see things a little more simpler than women. A lot of women, and I ain't gonna say all women, because that's not all women, but a lot of women want more expensive things. You can't go just get simple stuff. You want the most expensive. You want the most this and that and all that. And then you want the men to pay for it. So I just think, listen, a lot of these women want designer everything and they want all this stuff to show off for their friends and they want the man to pay for it. Some men don't care about none of that. Some women don't care about it either. And where, they're just simple too, where, hey, they'll be okay with, nice stuff, but it doesn't have to cost the most, so that's why I say a lot of men are a little bit more simpler. These women nowadays, all they want is designer. They want you to spend $1,000 on a purse. What man, any y'all in the chat gonna spend $1,000 on a purse? I wouldn't even want my husband to spend $1,000 on a purse. I couldn't imagine. I just don't. First off, I have a lot of purses and I don't even use them like that. So what would be the sense of having a bunch of $1,000 purses? That's a waste of money, in my opinion. Or even $1,000 shoes. What's the point? And I mean, you look, all you're doing is putting junk and makeup in it anyway. And then you need more than one of them. I used to buy and wear a lot of MAC. Never asked Keith to pay for it though. Grow up. Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, like, I'm just saying, and sometimes, you got to look at stuff for what it is. That's why I say women are more complicated. And a lot of times women shop and buy things because, depression causes you to just go spend money and buy stuff that you don't really need, because it's a lot of depressed women out here who don't know what else to do with their time. So they just go shopping to make up for how they're feeling. When your feelings aren't good, you want to go shopping. It's a lot of impulse buys. It's an impulsive thing to do to kind of almost to help you when you're not feeling good. You just go and buy stuff and then you want the man to spend it all. You know what I'm saying? And that is really not a good way to go about that. Most women spend at least $1,000 a month on themselves, and kids smell like pee. Overweight, low self-esteem, perform low in school, F them kids. Yeah, that's true, Ferg. That is so true. They buy shoes, they are not in their size. What you mean, DeMarlo? So they buy them too small? Lord, that's uncomfortable. Why would you do that? Hell, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I tried that in high school. I tried that in high school, baby. My feet was hurting so bad. I tried that one time, DeMarlo. I would never have done that ever again. I thought my feet was too big when I was in like 6th grade, child. I mean, that wasn't even high school. That was elementary school. I think I was in 5th or 6th grade. Oh my God, my mama bought these shoes and I told her to get them. I got the smaller size because I thought my feet was too big. And baby, I squished my feet in them damn shoes because I was tall at 11. I was my height at 11 and 12, and I was taller than everybody in the class. I was like 5. When I'm not even all the way 5'7". I'm almost close to 5'6" and a quarter, and I was this height at 11. And all the other kids hadn't grown up yet, and I was the tallest girl in the class, and my feet was like why is this little bug keep coming? And my feet was like a size 9.5, I think, at the time. And I was being teased because my feet was big, and I bought them damn 7.5 shoes and squeezed my feet in them shoes. My feet was toe up. You hear me? I learned that from there. I was like, hell no, I would never have my feet toe up ever again. I'm going to get my right size so my feet could breathe. But you mean to tell me, and I was a kid, you mean to tell me grown people are buying, yeah, and they do. They shoes be too small, toes hanging off the top of the shoe. That's crazy. Get your size. Wear your size, child. I don't care what, who cares? Wear your size. Like, why are you trying to, as a grown person, buy your shoes? What, do they be too small or too big? What was it? Oh my God. It was just, listen, I was teased. I was told that my feet was too big, baby. They was teasing me. So I'm like, oh, hell no, you not. I'm going to get my shoes smaller, like my feet could shrink, child. It was just a mess. I did that one time. And after that, I said, oh, hell no. Because my feet was hurting. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Oh, no. Yeah, that's crazy. So they be getting the shoes too small. Hell no. I gotta be comfortable. Oh no. But yeah, it's just a hot mess, y'all. This is just crazy. I wish we could all get it together for real, for real. I want to pull up another clip real quick, you guys, and I'm gonna get out of here because it's getting late. But I want to pull up another clip real quick. Hold on.
What was the worst financial decision that you made throughout your career?
I want you guys to hear what this man had to say because, you know, this is where men are. And I think it's important to point out, and the women who are confused about what men are doing, they need to listen to these types of videos. Darius says, had them, La Cienega Boulevard's feet. What? Okay. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate you for the super chat, baby. Also, those see-through shoes with the sweaty, musty feet. Lord have mercy. Let me try to share my screen real quick, y'all. Listen to what this man is saying. Here we go.
What was the worst financial decision that you made throughout your career?
Getting married, man. My divorce wiped me out. It was terrible. Marriage is a business. I didn't look at it like that. You know, I was one of those sucker for love kind of guys. So I was, I'm in love. You know, it's a business. And if you don't look at it like that, that could be one of the worst financial mistakes you make. I'm being honest. Wiped me out. Had to start over from scratch. But the beauty of it is once you have it in you internally to build, you have the dog in you, the fight in you, doesn't matter. You'll always rebuild. It's not about losing it. If you have the dog in you, you can fight and bring it back. It's about recovery time. See, if you lose it at 20, you're probably in your early 20s, mid-20s. It's okay. You have recovery time. You're young. I'm 45. I'll be 46 in 2 months. If you lose it in your 40s, your mid-30s, it's terrible because you don't have the same recovery rate as someone who's 20.
What do y'all think about what he had to say? Do y'all agree or do you disagree? What's y'all thoughts on what he said? So basically, it was like, listen, you know, the worst financial decision that he's ever made was getting married because it wiped him out. And he's almost 46, and that's not something that he would be willing to do again, basically, because at this point, it's not something that he's, you know, able to do. And I think a lot of men feel like that. DeeDee, gratitude for your social commentary. I am of the attitude that single mom households with male offspring should be disbanded immediately. I think a lot of people think like that. Definitely more time to learn in your 20s. Exactly. Agreed. Women still doing that. Manage your money better. Very valid. I got wiped out at 40. Wow. Absolutely. He pretty much right on. Right. And I think, you know, and women don't realize what men have to deal with. Never sign a contract where the opposing party is rewarded to break it. That makes sense, Darius. Exactly. I agree. It's tougher for a man to build at an older age, right? And this is something. This is what women don't consider nor need to think about. You know what I mean? Once again, women don't think about what men have to go through, which is unfortunate. I think, it's all about them. So they don't really care. But if you trying to build a future with somebody, if you really trying to have a life with them, you need to consider what they got to go through, what it takes for them to build it, what it takes for them to maintain what you guys got going on so that y'all can maintain it better and y'all can work together. You would think that as a woman that you would want to work with your man to help build the whole unit up. But a lot of times women are very selfish and they don't want to do that. They only see themselves and what they can gain, and that's it. And the minute they can't gain anymore, they're out. So there's no loyalty. There's none of that when it comes to what these women are looking for now. And that's why men aren't choosing to do it. And women always say, well, these men don't want to marry. The men who are already married are the ones that's going to be married. A lot of these men who are single now in their 30s and 40s probably will never get married. It's couples like me and my husband and many others who have been married 8, 10, 15, 20, 30 years who are just going to probably be married because they found their person. They found who they're going to be with and they still believe in marriage and they were able to find somebody. But now it's difficult and men are skeptical about getting married because they don't want to be in a position that this man was just talking about. They don't want to be in a position where they've just built themselves up and now they're putting it on the line because they don't fully trust that this woman is going to be there through thick and thin, that she's actually going to be the woman that he thinks she is. You know what I'm saying? So they don't want to take the risk. So this is where you're finding men who they'll get in a relationship with women, but they don't want to get married and they don't want to, share their all of that because they're like, nah, I don't, we could date or whatever, but we're not getting married because you're not taking anything from me. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason why they're not just coming out the blue like this. They either been in a situation where they got or they just want to avoid it altogether. And it's understandable. But when you're dealing with selfish minded people, they're not going to think logically. They're not going to see that and understand it. They're just because they don't care. You understand? They don't care. If you're not trying to, if you're trying to use somebody, you think they're going to care about all that? No, you got money now. You want to give it to me and that's it. If you don't want to do that, oh well, keep it moving. And if you lose money, I'm out, right? That's basically what they're saying without really saying that part. But you could tell by their actions. If they're coming into the relationship, coming through the gate saying it's all about the money, then that's all they're motivated by. So if they're saying you got to make this amount of money, you know that they're going to leave you when you can't make that money. So I don't agree that men should build themselves up financially just to get the woman they want. No, I think you should build yourself up financially to take care of yourself or whatever you got going on. If you already have kids, to take care of your family, not specifically to give it to a woman, because if she's motivated only and strictly by your money, then she's not going to be the right woman for you. That's the woman, that's a red flag. That's a walking red flag. That's the woman that you have to be weary of. Because if she's really interested in you, she ain't worried about your money. She when you say sign this prenup, she wouldn't have a problem. So I'm saying, so men have to be cautious. On one hand, we hear build your finances up and the women gonna come. What kind of women? Are you looking for a stable, solid relationship of a woman you can trust and have loyalty with and build, and she, want to be with you? Or are you just looking for a woman you can just have available to sleep with? Somebody else fun. Y'all can have fun together. Because if that's what you're looking for, then maybe that would be, I could see that, somebody that you could have sex with readily and y'all could hang out, have a good time, but not really to marry or to really, wife up thinking that she's going to be everything that you wanted to be, because that's probably not the case. She's probably only there because of the money. So that's the dilemma that men with money will face. And that's the dilemma, that they're going to face. It's going to be difficult trying to figure out if these women are with you for the right reasons. And if you're having a woman who's pressing you for marriage, y'all only been together a short period of time and she knows your finances, she's probably there to get the coins. And that's just that. So that would make any man, right, classy perspective, say, nah, we're not going to get married. I don't want to do that. So that's why. What's going on, Classy? How are you? How you been? Let's see. Yeah, red flags. My wife can only move into the basement if she leaves me. So anyone wanting to date her, I drink Bud Light when you visit. Also look out for my German Shepherd. She bites. What? Oh my God. Yeah, it's crazy, y'all. All right, y'all. I gotta get out of here. It is what 8 almost 8:30 here where I'm at. All right, y'all. It's been fun. Thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate you guys for joining me on this Monday. I'll be back really, really soon. Make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when I go live. Also, hit that like button on your way out. And don't forget to watch the videos already posted on the channel, y'all. I need y'all to go watch the videos, hit the like button, you guys. Leave a little comment. That's going to help your girl out. Please go over and watch the videos posted if you haven't already, and at least put a like or something on the video. That will help the videos out that are posted on the channel. I appreciate you guys for that. So thank y'all once again. I appreciate you once again. Wait, bros, according to the biblical text, finding a wife is one of the hardest things any man will have to do, but the right wife, the reward is king. Exactly. I agree, Ferg. I agree. But it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. But thank y'all once again. Y'all have a great night. Y'all be safe out here in these streets. Y'all stay tuned for more, you guys. I will be back really, really soon. If you have any videos or content that you would like me to react to, send it to my DM on IG, you guys. My it's at DeeDee's World Loves is in the description. If you have some videos that you would like me to react to, go ahead and send them to my Instagram. I would appreciate it, y'all. Send relevant content though, because some people be sending me some stuff that I cannot use. Please send stuff that's relevant to the channel, and I would definitely react to it. Also, go and watch the videos posted on the channel, the recent videos, you guys, and hit a like on it and watch it for me. That will definitely help the channel out. So I'm out of here. Y'all be safe till next time. Y'all be safe out here in the streets. Y'all be careful. I love you guys, y'all, and I will catch you in the next one. Mwah. I'll see y'all later. Bye.